Hey, what's up, Brad?
Hey, what's up, Jake? Welcome home.
Thank you. Yeah, just landed here a couple hours ago. 6 flights in 5 days.
Ooh, let's do that math problem.
Okay. What's the problem?
Jake is a comedian. He has 2 of his friends that he flies with, and one of them has a wife. They take 6 flights in 5 days, averaging 1,500 miles per day. How did they do it?
Delta.
Yeah,
that's right. No, I was going to say, before I took off this past week, I went over to your house for the Chiefs game last Sunday. It was fun. It was a good time.
Just the 2 of us with Catherine.
Yeah, I was the only one who came over.
Yeah.
Well, that one guy came over to pick up a table. Right at 3:30.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Dale.
Dale.
Thanks, Dale.
Which, by the way, how did that go?
Great.
Yeah, it's in Florida now?
Yeah, he's awesome. He's so good.
Good.
It did go well. He did it's a little bit of a long story, but so he delivered it. He got done. And once they deliver it, through the service, you're supposed to then release payment to them. So you pay.
Release.
Yeah. No, you have to press a button.
And money falls on them.
Basically, I think it's you pay right when you accept the bid from the person, but you don't actually give them the payment until they've actually delivered it.
They release the.
And so I thought I had released the payment, and then a couple days go by, and he hadn't. He was like, "Oh, and just whenever you get a chance, do you mind releasing the payment?" And I was like, "Yeah, sorry, I thought I did that." And then he messaged me back, and I think this was on accident. I think he was messaging somebody else or something. He's an older man, but he just goes, "How many hours did you work yesterday?" And I felt like it was this very passive aggressive, why aren't you releasing your payment to me?
I want to see a pay stub. How much did you work yesterday?
I just ignored it. And I just went down, and I hadn't released the payment yet. So I was like, just release that payment. Sorry about that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
How many hours did you work yesterday?
But it was an odd, hey, yeah, you going to release that payment? How many hours did you work yesterday? Because he was going to say, I drove 14 hours yesterday. I'm like, okay,
and all you have to
Dale.
do is press a couple buttons.
Right. How hard is it?
Yeah.
So
that's funny.
Had Dale come and pick up that desk.
Oh yeah. Anyway, while you were outside with Dale, I got some quality time with Hattie. It was just me and her in the living room for a while. Then Catherine came in. I learned that she's been reading Magic Treehouse books, which was my favorite book series.
Way better than School Bus.
What?
Magic School Bus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did they have books for the school bus?
I don't know.
Either way,
just Magic.
Yeah, just Magic. Magic the Gathering. Magic. Did you ever have those cards?
No. I was a cool kid, so I had Pokemon.
Yeah.
That I got from Joseph Athiali.
The more I think about it, this is all these memories are flooding back to me right now.
No way you had Magic the Gathering.
No, hold on. I just remembered we all thought Mr. Donovan was so cool because he had Magic the Gathering cards.
Mr. Donovan was a loser.
But I'm just now realizing he was playing the same game that 6th graders were. That wasn't cool that he had a white squirrel deck.
It's like the guy who has the Mickey Mouse shirt and goes to Disney with his wife at 34 years old. It's I don't think that guy's as cool as we think he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't have kids yet, and he's going riding Space Mountain by himself.
It's oh yeah, Jason has the coolest dad. He's always playing video games with us, yeah. And he's always ordering
he's better than us. Yeah. He drinks so much Red Bull and Mountain Dew. Yeah.
It always looks like he's got a ton of cream soda in his glass.
Yeah, he's always got this he's always got a drink in his pocket of his coat. It's just this little tin can. It's just a nice little thing.
Okay, none of this is anything that I plan on bringing up. I meant to say, Hattie and I, Magic Treehouse, I guess Hattie's kind of just getting started. She only read one book.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I've never read anything with her.
What I remember from this book, it's Jack and Annie. They have this magical treehouse that transports them back in time to different eras, different time periods.
Okay.
And there's always alliteration, like the saber tooth at sunset and stuff like that. Well, I guess the only book that Hattie has read in this series, which is shocking that this is even in the series, is something along the lines of Nighttime with the Nazis.
Let me tell you a fun little story, a little bedtime story, Hattie.
I could have swore they were all fun nature themed or whatever. Right. I guess a Nazi one slipped in. No way of knowing.
No way of knowing.
And anyway, so Catherine's trying to whisper to me, so yeah, Hattie knows about Nazis now.
I had a conversation with her one time. She's like, yeah, the Nazis are the bad guys. I was like,
good.
You're right.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. We don't want to be that.
Yeah.
But it makes me wonder what else is Hattie getting into without us knowing?
Well, she slept overnight at my parents' last night, and she brought home a Berenstain Bears book. And I'm worried, there's something about the Gestapo in there or something.
Yeah. Hattie, what is that Junie B. Jones book you have in your hand? Oh, it's about Antifa. Yeah. Oh, good. Right. Well, they're the bad guys.
The Hungry Caterpillar and the food stamps for the butterflies. What?
It's time that you know.
It's time that you learn about Medicaid, Medicare. Yeah, the whole thing.
Hattie, what is that? What is that, Reading Rainbow kind of book you have there? What's that one about? Oh yeah, this is QAnon. This is QAnon this is the what's it called when you have 4 kids at a time?
Quadruplets?
The quadruplets of QAnon. It's a cute little children's book.
I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning we're taking back Ghostrunners podcast. Ghostrunners podcast. Oh man.
Anyway, long intro. We're back though. Been a long week.
Baby.
What have you been doing this week, Brad?
I've had 4 different things go out, 4 different pieces go out this week, which is fun.
Look at us. 6 flights, 5 days, 4 pieces.
Yeah, do that math. Started with Dale on Sunday, and then from there, 2 other desks and a console table. They're all in the same style that first one was, the waterfall style.
Waterfall.
And fun fact about one of those pieces, the console table, it never made it to the people's home. It was picked up. They were driving away, and this woman paid me $900 for this thing. Like paid a good amount of money for this console table.
She released the Kraken.
She released the payment, and she messaged me like 20 minutes later. My husband, the console table flew off the back of my husband's truck, and it's in the middle of 435 right now.
Whew.
And I didn't know what to say. She's like, I might cry. I'm so sad. And like backstory with this client.
Has this ever happened before?
No.
To you, like the table falls out?
No. I had a little bit of an issue like 2 weeks ago with these guys that I hired to move that I don't usually hire to move that like messed up a table and like barely scratched it. And even that was like really frustrating to me.
Okay.
But this one, like this was literally like the husband of the wife, the client. Backstory, like this wife had like negotiated with me on price. Like it felt like it was a little bit of a give and take as far as like
a lot of tension.
Yeah. Like she wanted to make sure it was right. Like I gave her like multiple different pieces of wood for stain samples and stuff. Like different times she came over, so it was like just what she wanted, and I didn't know what to do. So like, what do you do in this situation?
Who loaded up the table?
It was not me. Yeah, because I was by myself on Friday. Catherine has been in Austin the last couple of days for a baby shower, and so I was watching the kids, and so literally I kept the kids inside in the bathtub, which they could drown in there, and so. I was like, hey man, I helped him like literally like put it in the truck, but then I went back inside. I did not see how he strapped it down. He had some bungee cords. He was putting on there.
Did you tell the couple, my kids are in the bathtub, I need to get back in there?
I told him that my kids are alone inside. Yeah.
Great. Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And so I was like, yeah, my wife's gone. So I need to get back in there. He's like, totally understand. But I just like, I feel as a nice person, I feel like I should make them another one, but as a rational, logical businessman, I'm like, no, like there was nothing. It was not my fault at all.
You did 100% of the work asked of you.
Yeah. And so I don't know like what to do. Like, and so what I ended up doing is I texted him because she's like, do you mind if my husband gives you a call? And so he called me. He's like, yeah, I'm going to circle around and check out to see if it's still, salvageable.
Why didn't she give you a call? She's the one who wants this table. She's the one who's been so nitpicky the whole time. Why can't she give you the call?
I don't know.
That already bugs me. That bothers me.
Yeah. I don't know. He was very, very nice and understanding and realized it's his fault completely. Like it wasn't like he was like, do you mind making me another? Yeah. He didn't say anything like that.
Other than his inability to strap down a table. Great guy.
Which I'll be fair to him. Like, I'm glad that I didn't say this because so often I'll be like, oh, it's not going to go anywhere. That's like classic, like white male, like in your 40s thing to say, like, that's not going anywhere.
No, it's solid.
Because genuinely, like so often I'll be like, there's no way that this piece is going to move. Like, unless you're like just driving like a madman.
I actually had this thought today. I was following a truck on the highway that had just a tiny bit of snow, like in the back.
Yeah.
Whatever. I was thinking about the physics of like, wow, I guess no wind touches the back of like a truck in that area. That snow is so light, so fluffy, and still moving.
Yeah.
I thought about that for 4 minutes today.
Because it's so much higher than the bed.
Yeah. It's like, how did they do this?
I honestly have no idea how it came
a small sail to it or something.
Yeah. I don't know if he like slowed down and then like revved it up too quickly and it just flew back or what, because he did bungee it a little bit, whatever. So then he said he circled back around the highway and he's like, yeah, that thing is like obliterated, I think is the word he used. And so I didn't know. I was like, how about like, if you want to order another one, I'll give you 25% off the next
That's
one.
What I think.
Like, I feel like that's kind of fair. because obviously you're not getting any value from the first one.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but I still worked, many hours and paid money for the wood and all, whatever. So
did they accept? Did they release
They have not. They've said, he said, I'll think about it. And then he said, my wife is pretty upset with me right now.
Dang.
And I wanted to be like, yeah, I understand why. But anyway, so husbands out there, if you're listening, strap them in. Strap them in.
Keep a hold of your honeys and your console tables.
That's right.
So
that was
is that
first.
pretty normal? Like I guess I shouldn't put you in this instance, like you and your marriage specifically, but like my wife is so upset. She's asking me to call about something that she cares about. No,
I don't think so.
I don't know why I'm so caught up on that. That's so bothersome to me.
I think because he was also directly involved, I think is why he just wanted to like kind of talk. I don't know what exactly he wanted me to say though. Like,
because he seems like such a middleman in this. Like, I didn't even want this table. I don't even know who this guy is.
Right.
You made me strap it down. Now I got to call him and I got to be like, hey, it broke.
Yeah. No, I don't know exactly. Like, I don't know exactly his role and everything, but I mean, it was him that made it fall out. So I don't know if you wanted me to be like, yeah, you should have done it this way to strap it in.
Hey, when you order my next table, I'll show you how to strap it in.
Yeah, I don't know what that conversation, like, I didn't talk to him actually like on the phone. I just texted him eventually about it. Because I was with my kids in the bath. So I was like, sorry. I wasn't in the bath.
Oh, yeah.
My kids were taking a bath.
Yeah, Brad wrote another Patreon blog, which you guys need to check out. People are loving Brad's blog on Patreon. But the way Brad worded like what him and the kids have been up to,
right.
I thought that Brad was like, it's been great. Catherine's been gone. I've been reading to the kids. Took a bath. And so I was like, you took a bath, dude?
Yeah, it's very understandable how you thought that I took a bath. Because I think it was like some highlights from the day with the kids, read this, went to this open gym, took a bath. And Jake's like, you took a bath?
I think it might have been because it was right after open gym. It was like, you got sweaty.
Sure. I did get sweaty open gym. Yeah, 100%. No.
Literally take a bath.
The fact that you thought that like I could find time in my day, where I'm like watching my two kids and trying to run a business to take a bath is great. I wish I had that life.
All caps, you took a bath. I was shocked.
Anyway, yeah. Thanks for thinking the blog's fun, but
blog's fun. Read every word.
Yeah.
Just
so
didn't
the
understand every
table,
word.
yeah, you got to be careful with those bad boys, or hire some movers to get them.
Get Dale involved.
Get Dale involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, had a desk go out to Florida, had a desk go out to California, and then a few local ones. So
we're in California. I was in California.
Oh shoot, what's it called? Los Angeles. Los Angeles.
Those Spanish words, I never know how to pronounce them.
It means the angels in English, but I'm bad with Spanish.
Los Angeles. Could
probably
be
the city of angels. Yeah. It was to this guy. He had a weird name too. It was like Lebron Jamis, I think.
If it's Spanish, I bet it's a soft J.
Lebron Hamas.
Hamas.
Son of Hamas.
Son of Hamas.
Yes, that was who
Middle
was.
Eastern man.
Yes, his name was Bronny.
Oh, speaking of, well, two things. One, Bronny's playing at Springfield, Missouri right now. Tournament Champions, this tournament that my dad and I would always go to.
Oh, I have one thing really quick to say about Springfield, Missouri. It's getting to Buc-ee's.
Okay, my mom told me that, and I was like, really? She's like, well, I saw it on Facebook.
That's fair. Like, somebody sent me a screenshot of it.
Yeah, but I was like, I don't think there's a single one in Missouri. That's crazy that Springfield's getting like the first one. I think my mom said Stratford at the time.
No way.
I think when my mom first told me that, I was like, really? She's like, well, I saw it on Facebook.
I mean, it's often it's never like in a city usually. Like they like build a development around the Buc-ee's usually. Like, so Stratford would be a perfect spot for it because it's like there's probably enough land for them to put this huge Buc-ee's.
It probably is. I mean, we have an 18-wheeler car wash. It's got to be one of the only ones in the state.
It is crazy that Missouri like doesn't have one. Springfield's getting one, but at the same time, that's like the most Springfield thing. Buc-ee's is like perfect for Springfield.
It's like a very Bass Pro type thing. And
exactly.
People love Bass Pro.
Exactly.
They would love Buc-ee's. Yeah. My swim trunks to this day are Buc-ee's swim trunks, so it makes sense they're coming to Stratford.
Anyway, Bronny, Springfield.
Oh, that was just fun. Me and my dad grew up going to this like really elite high school basketball tournament they'd have in Springfield, Missouri. Like we saw Lamar Odom play my very first year going there.
Wow, that was when you were really young.
Yeah, I think I started when I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
But saw Mario Chalmers play there.
No way.
Bunch of cool players, and I saw today on Mandy's story that Bronny's there. I was like, dang, that's cool. Anyway, the other thing about Hamas reminded me about my DoorDash driver last night. First of all, his name was Hermeet, Hermeet.
Okay.
So, insert some sort of Bruce Jenner joke there about how do they do the surgery?
Yeah.
Turn him into Hermeet. Anyway, but that was his name, and Hermeet, her, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
They were having a tough time finding me, and I try to be so thorough. It's sometimes like, why do I even try? It's like in additional instructions. It's like, I am performing tonight at Kingsbury Hall. If you could meet me in the east parking lot, I'll be next to the side door. I dropped a pin. I'm trying to make it easy as possible.
Can't they just call you?
Well, he does call me. He's like, hey, I don't know where it at. I'm like, well, it's at the pin, and you can follow the, if you're a pin guy or an English guy, I got you covered. You still can't find me. And then, so that was phone call number 1. He's like, all right, let me try again. Phone call number 2 goes a little something like this. You come to me. I park. You find me. Okay. I was like, really? It's kind of cold. It's called DoorDash, I guess, for a reason. I will dash to you.
Yeah, it's to the door. It's not, not to the side, streets or something.
Anyway, it been kind of serendipitous. It was very fun because this is in between our doubleheader last night in Salt Lake City. Okay. So people are coming in to the next show while I am just running around the parking lot trying to find her meet. And so I just get to see all these fans. Okay. And some people are like, Jake, are you leaving? Like, what's going on? I was like, just trying to find my DoorDash driver. Has anyone seen her meet?
Talk about just just being a man of the people, you know?
And it was so on brand because when I was walking back, I have Chili's in my hand. And everyone's like, dude, you just got Chili's? I was like, yeah, like it's,
Cajun chicken pasta. I like
it. Yeah. Like when I would put those things on my story, like Friday here, Saturday here, Sunday, they'll all be at Chili's. It's that's for real. Like that's where I'm planning on doing Sunday.
That's really your life.
So it was really fun. Got to meet a bunch of people before the show with Chili's in hand. Her meat was a great guy.
Did you get to eat that meat or eat that meat? Eat that meat.
It was a little chili. Hey-oh.
Yep.
It was pretty cold, so I had to eat it really fast. Couldn't find a microwave.
That's okay.
It was. Okay.
I noticed. Was it last night that you had that little monitor?
Yeah, you loved that.
I loved that. It was a quote unquote monitor, but it was really like a 1998 TV.
Every feed from the stage, no matter the TV, came across that way. Whether it's an old TV or a new TV, it came across like it was from what is that movie, The Ring or whatever, where the girl crawls out of the well.
There's lines in it or whatever.
There was lines and it was black and white on every TV in the entire venue. Huh. So yeah, I was just waiting for a girl with long black hair to crawl out of that thing. But yeah, it was good times.
So that was last night was where?
Salt Lake City.
That's right.
Which is fun. That was a really good show. Last night was one of those shows. This has happened like 4 or 5 times, which I legitimately hope so bad that you get to experience this someday, Brad, performing stand up where as you're performing, you're just like, I am the funniest guy in America. This is so easy. This is so much fun. I had that happen last night. The second show at Salt Lake City was happening again. So
I feel like Salt Lake City was a very anticipated show. Like I feel like you sold it out. Like everyone, anytime you would post tour stuff, no Salt Lake City, come to Utah. And so it's like, okay, we're here. We're doing this thing.
Yeah. Trey said it's the fastest we've ever sold tickets. It's the most people we've ever performed for in a night, so it set a lot of records. It was fun. And
big venue then, I guess.
1,800 people. Okay. And then did 2 doubleheader sold out shows. Also, no, it's a dry venue. So the most sober.
Venue. I thought you said drive-in.
Drive-in you?
Hey, what's up? Yeah. Where are you studying? Drive-in you.
Drive-in you. I just committed.
Yeah. Drive-in you. It's just it's Chick-fil-A. It's Truett Cathy's brainchild. Back when he was alive, he just wanted people to get in and out really quick. Drive-in you. So I'm going to be manager at Chick-fil-A someday. Drive-in you.
Space venue.
But did they have just drinks?
So I mentioned that. Okay, so I was talking to Trey and Lucas before the first show, and I was like, "Are you guys planning on saying anything LDS related, Mormon related tonight?" And they're like, "I really don't think so. Are you?" And I was like, "I don't know if I am either. I just feel like if you are a Salt Lake City resident, every concert you go to, every show you go to, I'm sure people would just typecast you as all Mormon or whatever. It's just I don't know if I want to lean into that. I don't think I'm going to do anything. Well, I get on stage and that all went out the window.
I feel like it's one of those things where it's Kansas City stereotype is good barbecue, but as long as you kind of make a joke that's funny about good barbecue, people are excited to be like, about good barbecue.
That is us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, anyway, right off the bat, I'm talking to a guy and, first of all, his name was Devontae. And so right off the bat, it's kind of a risky joke. I was like, oh, Devontae. I'm sure there's a lot of other Devontaes in the crowd tonight. Luckily, they laughed really hard at that. I was like, okay, that felt a little risky. And then I kind of doubled up on another risky joke right off the bat. Once again, was not planning on saying this either. I was like, I got to ask, are you a member? Are you LDS? And he was like, no, I'm not actually. I was like, no, hey, that's okay. That's why I ask. You know, just because you're in Utah doesn't mean you're all Mormon. Just like you're probably, or what? Hold on, let me. I know you're not all Mormon, just like I know you're not all vaccinated. And that got an applause break 40 seconds into the show. I was like, this is going to be fun. They were so excited to be unvaccinated. They're like, yeah, that's not us.
This guy gets it.
Yeah. I was like,
wow.
So that was really fun. Okay. So yeah, I ended up throwing, the reason I brought all this up is because you talk about just drinks. I have like
Can
a
I ask really quick?
Yeah.
Did you plan that at all? Or was that all just like
No, it
off
just
the tip?
Yeah, it just came across that way, just off the top of the head.
Love
and
it.
I was just like, man, glad I ended up saying it. Glad it worked out.
Love it, dude.
It was so fun.
Okay, so just drinks.
Once again, was not planning on saying anything. I have like a diarrhea bit or whatever, and
Yes.
They seemed like they were really enjoying this joke, like more than most crowds. And so I made just some little like offhand comment. I was like, wow, a very like pro diarrhea crowd or whatever. And then it like clicked with me. I was like, which is surprising for the lack of coffee you guys drink or whatever. So there's another Mormon and then joke. But then I was like, but just more stops at Swig, which I know about that because when we talked about Just Drinks, we had all these Utah people be like, hey, Just Drinks exist.
It's a thing.
In Salt Lake City because they don't go to coffee shops. They just drink soda a lot.
Right.
And so I got like Instagram story mentions. Like, I still can't believe Jake mentioned Swig drinks tonight or whatever. So
that's awesome. Just
yeah.
knowing the local stuff is always a hit.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
That's awesome, dude.
So good times last night. What else did you do this week?
Let's see. So what do I want to talk about?
You read to Hattie about the Holocaust.
Read to her about chapter 9. No. So I also had a delivery go out to California, like I said, Los Angeles, and I'm gonna pull out my phone real quick. So these people were really great, and I told them to listen to the podcast this week, and I think they're going to. So I got to be careful about
your
exactly
clients.
Yeah, no, the delivery people, like
okay.
His name's Sean. I forget her name. Sorry, lady.
Shauna.
But they pull up their very professional, massive trailer on the back of their truck.
Okay. Could fit a lot of console tables.
A lot of console tables could also fit their bed. They literally live out of their trailer. Like,
oh, I don't know what to imagine now. This is just like a flatbed trailer?
Not a flatbed. It's like an enclosed one. They're usually enclosed, because they're going cross country. They don't want to rain on it or anything.
I still can't quite imagine. Is this like an Airstream, like a trailer, like a live inside of my trailer?
No, it's like a cargo
sides.
enclosed trailer. No, it has a top. It has a top and sides and everything.
Cargo enclosed trailer.
I mean, it's a thing.
Oh,
you know.
Okay.
It's like if you rent a U-Haul trailer, like that's what they look like often. But it's like a big, I think it's like 17, 20 foot long, big old trailer. And
cargo enclosed trailer.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
back of it, they literally have their bed, like they have like a living room set up back there, but they don't have heat or anything. And they were like, yeah, we're driving to Utah tomorrow. It's -11, And I'm like, how do you do that? They're like, well, the whole time.
A lot of stops at Swig, Utah.
The whole time we, are charging this heater thing in the back, and it works for most of the night and keeps us warm. And I'm like, okay, man, whatever.
All right.
But anyway, before I actually met them in person, so the plan was they were supposed to come Thursday at Thursday at 2 p.m. And we had talked about that like the week before, we had this plan, and he had texted me that morning, Thursday morning, like, hey man, just checking to see if you got it done any earlier, and we can pick it up earlier because we're already here.
Great.
And I responded to him as I'm working on the desk. Like it's like, I think this is like 9 a.m. And I'm like working on the desk trying to get the finishing touches. I was like, not ready yet. I'll let you know when I'm ready for you to come.
Gotcha.
And right away, let me just show you what he responded.
How many hours you work yesterday?
Yeah, exactly. We've had some funny ones. So here's what he responded. So good morning. Just letting you know we're here. Still two, or we can get now. And I said, still working. I'll let you know when it's ready. And here's what he responded at the very bottom. Oh, just a middle finger emoji.
What?
And I'm like, like the nice, like people pleaser in me is like, oh crap. Like I reread my text. Still working. I'll let you know when it's ready. And I'm like, still working. I'll let you know when you can come. Like whatever, bro. Like just come whenever. Like you come when I say you could come.
This is like the Key and Peele skit where they're just lost in translation. Yeah.
Yeah. And then right after that, like literally minutes later, he sent me the thumbs up. Which, if you know me, you know how much I hate thumbs up. That you might as well just send me 2 middle fingers instead.
Did he even say like, "Oh my gosh, so sorry"? He just said thumbs up.
So then I responded, "Haha, thanks," and he responded, "Oops, dang emojis." So then once we got there, we talked about it. He's like, "I deleted the text on my phone. I thought maybe that would mean that I could delete. It would delete for you too." And I was like, "How old are you? Have you ever used text messages?" But I was like, they should do that. They should give you like a 10-second, release and come back or whatever. But anyway, they were great. And I actually, sent them a middle finger later. Like they said,
as they're driving off.
Yeah, you know,
just
whatever.
You in your yard.
But anyway, that was kind of a crazy thing because it's crazy that they live out of their trailer. The reason they live out of this trailer is sad. They lived in Paradise, California, which I was like, I've heard of that. And the reason I've heard about it is because like 3 years ago, they were like one of the cities that got hit really bad with those wildfires. And so their house literally burned to the ground. That's right,
because it was so ironic that they were like one of the only cities.
Right.
I do remember that now, yeah.
And so their house burned to the ground, and they're still waiting on their settlement check from that. Like, they haven't gotten the money from their house burning down yet.
Dang.
And so
like, they will get something.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy because they're like, you know, we're driving around the country, like living in this trailer, you know, whatever. But he's like, when we find a house that we really like somewhere, we're just going to buy it. We're just going to, because he's going to have like a however much $700,000 check from this house in California.
Oh my God.
You know, that can buy you a mansion in Kansas City, you know, like so he's just like, we're just going to buy a house
wherever we're at.
Yeah. So he was kind of like checking out my house, and I was like,
hey, my eyes are up here.
Like, yeah, right. Like, I would take it if you gave me enough money for it. But
if you offered me $700,000, I would accept.
Right.
You can release the cash on me.
Seriously. But anyway, it's just it was an interesting experience. I didn't know what to do at first. I was like, whoa, this guy's flipping me off. Like, I didn't mean to offend you. And I was like, I really need this thing to go to Los Angeles. So, you know, Lebron's waiting for it. But so yeah, that was kind of a
that kind of reminds me. There's some like something in The Office where something is misinterpreted, and he's like, right back at you.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's when they're checking to see if Holly is engaged or not, and she doesn't have a ring on her finger, and so she sticks out her fourth finger.
Yeah.
Like, ha ha.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And Kevin's like, right back at you.
I knew it was something like that. That's so funny.
Oh yeah, that is pretty good.
Good stuff, dude. When you said how old are you, that reminded me. So I've had a great week of shows in general, but also a great week of just calling on the perfect guy every night. It was so fun. Well, I texted you about, I called on Jesus one night.
Do you scout him out while Lucas is going?
I've done that before, but this week I didn't. This week I would get up there and just pick somebody out.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's your
Don't
reasoning.
think about it beforehand. Yeah. But then again, most of the reason I call on them is because then I learn that they have some cool story. It's nothing that you could see visually, So there's no real benefit. But anyway, calling on Jesus was awesome. I mean, the amount of jokes I did with that. I mean, half my set was just like the fact that Jesus
California?
is in San Jose.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, dude, I loved your work, 2,000 years ago. And there's just so many other, other than carpentry, what do you do for a living? Almost every sentence I said, I'm like, I can relate this back to Jesus being in the front row. It was so fun. But what I was going to say was last night, second show, talking to a guy, his name's Jimmy. He's a realtor, so I could do my realtor joke. I've been nailing the realtors lately. That's so fun.
Really? That's awesome that you're getting so many of them out of like the one person you're choosing.
2 out of 5 this week, and I think like 2 out of 4 last leg we went out.
Wow.
This is actually interesting too. There starts to be kind of a correlation between front row tickets and the job you have. So you see a lot of realtors. You see like, I own a company, I work in technology or whatever. But at the San Diego show, I was like, Chris, nice to meet you. What do you do for a living? I work on the railroad. I was like, the railroad?
All the live long day, huh?
Yeah. I was like, what century is this guy from? Later in the show, I asked him what his secret was to his like 14-year-long marriage. And he said, I have a beard. And I was like, this guy really is from like the 1700s. He works on the railroad. He thinks the key to a marriage is having a good beard.
Make sure you churn the butter for her every once in a while. It's like, okay, buddy.
I'm like,
John Henry.
Surprised you let your wife out of the house tonight to come here. But okay, Jimmy last night, when you said like, do you even know how the internet works or whatever? Yeah. I asked him, I was like, how long have you guys been together? He's like, this is our first date. So I was like, you got a girl VIP tickets?
Good for him.
Trey Kinney's show.
Starting off the standard high.
So that was really fun. We had a good time with that. Oh, I'm asking him, so your name's Jimmy, but like, you ever think about going, James, Jim, right? And he's like, nope, straight Jimmy. And I was like, I wasn't asking about your sexuality, but great. Hey guys, Jimmy's straight. Jimmy's straight. He's got a girlfriend up front. All right.
That's good.
So that was really fun. We just had so much fun. And then to top it off, like it's just building and building and building. I'm like, okay, so first day, how'd you guys meet? He says Instagram. I'm like, awesome, great website. I've been on there.
Yeah.
I say, I got like how'd it happen? Like you follow her for a while, you swipe up on a story, cold DM, leave some comments. Mm-hmm. What are we talking? He was like, I mean, she just added me, and then we went from there. And I was like, she added you? I don't even think you know how Instagram works. She followed you. I feel like I'm talking to my uncle.
She swiped
up here.
Right on me.
Yeah. And so I just treated him like he was like 30. He was probably 40 years old, but I just treated him like a boomer. Just like, if somebody texted me on Facebook the other day. I don't know what, just like stuff like my dad would say or whatever.
Stuff that I say.
It's just like, you almost have it right. Yeah. It's like, she added me on Instagram. And it's like, anyway, that was just so fun. She
direct messaged. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
my inbox. Yeah. Oh, wow.
So yeah,
Jimmy.
good week of crowd work. Just everyone. I mean, and Trey as well. You know, there is kind of a stereotype that like Mormons like to crank out the children.
Sure.
And if like every single time Trey would talk to someone, he would like make it a point, like, how long have you been married? 5 years. How many kids do you have? 5.
Mm-hmm.
That happened the first show. And then the second one was 7 and 7.
No way.
Yeah. It was amazing.
It's crazy because they can't have 7 and 7s.
Yeah.
That's
Because that's what Katie was trying to like tell us. She's like, no, that's like pretty much impossible.
No, sorry. I was making a joke. 7 and 7 is the name of an alcoholic cocktail. That would have been a good joke. They wouldn't have gotten it either. So no, you're right though. It is like it's like hard to get pregnant when you're breastfeeding. Some people think that's like birth control. And so yeah, to have 7 and 7 is wild.
Something's going on.
And just like torture on your body.
Oh.
Maybe she had some twins or something.
Yeah, maybe. We didn't get to ask.
Still
But
wild. Good for them.
anyway, good week of talking to guys in the front row. Yeah, Railroad, Jesus, and then straight Jimmy. It was just every night was so fun. I was like, man, I picked on the right guy. This is
Railroad
so
on the
great.
first date, right?
Those are two different guys.
That's right. Jimmy was the first date boy.
Yeah.
Man, that's fun.
Oh, and also I was like, I think I said, how'd you guys initially, or no, wait. No, I just asked her. I was like, Karina, what do you do for a living? I'm also a realtor. Boom, hit him with that. Well, I'm sure you guys will have a great foundation. Easy.
That's perfect.
People loved it. Yeah, it was a no-brainer.
Boom.
Yeah.
Dude, someday I'm going to challenge you, maybe not right away, but maybe in the next year or two, to just do a whole set of crowd work. Someday it's going to happen.
I want to do it too, because it's like, this is so fun. The bar is so low.
And if you're struggling, just go back to your jokes.
Yeah, but just see how long I could push it.
Yeah. I mean, and if it's going poorly, yeah, like I'm saying, just, okay.
No, I might think about this sooner rather than later. Like, think about, like, because I'm supposed to be up there 20 minutes. Obviously, I don't want to go over.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be like, see how long crowd work can go, and then have like a 10-minute set prepared.
And just kill that 10 minutes.
Yeah. And just like the best 10 that I have.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
I'm just such a fan of crowd work because it lowers the standard of like what has to be truly funny, and it hires a standard of like, wow, that guy's really witty and that's hilarious.
He's not just reciting something.
Right.
He is coming up with all this right now.
And which I think is absolutely you. Like, I think you're so funny. Like,
thanks.
But like naturally funny, not like I have to figure out a formula and write it down funny.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I'm ready for it, baby.
That's so fun. I want to do that now.
All right. Let me know when you're going to do it. I'm going to come watch you.
Cool.
Yeah.
I want to know about you DJing the wedding this week.
Dude.
With Scott Sell.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, last night was LukeHoagland.com and BaileyHoagland.com's wedding.
BaileyHoagland.com. Oh, Isaac just texted us. You want me to respond? Do you want his Jamocha shake?
Jamocha shake? It's pretty full. Yeah. Yes, please. All caps, please.
Brad. Oh, okay. Yes, please. All caps.
Why doesn't he want it?
Maybe you got drugged again.
That's the one thing at Arby's that I'll ever have.
I like that you like that caption so much. We have the beats.
That was great.
Thanks for liking that.
Yeah, young Arby's. Okay, so yeah, Luke and Bailey got married. It was awesome. It was such a fun wedding. Where to start? So I'll be honest. First of all, whenever they asked me to DJ the wedding, thanks, dude. What you don't want it?
Isaac has entered the room.
I don't.
Okay.
I got it. You want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I texted back, but it was for Brad. Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
You're welcome.
You have fun at the wedding last night?
I had fun at the wedding.
Isaac had fun at the wedding.
What was your favorite song that the DJ played?
See y'all F12. See y'all at F12.
Isaac's coming to F12.
On F12.
What was the favorite song from the DJ last night?
All of them. The DJ was so good.
JJ couldn't have been better, right?
Honestly.
No, like whenever I got asked to do it, I selfishly didn't want to because I was like, I just want to enjoy this wedding with my friends. But luckily I did get to enjoy the wedding last night, and it was so much fun. So Scott and I DJ'd the wedding together. Scott and I have been friends since kindergarten, like just tight. And
Tight.
We're tight. And, Scott is just such, it was great. Like, we're just a yin and yang kind of guy. Like, I mean, he's Mormon, so I don't know what the comparison.
I don't know what that would be. Yeah.
That would be
salamanders.
We're Joseph and Smith kind of guys. And so, but he is such a prepared guy. Like literally thought that we should have a playlist and just let the playlist run. And I was like, no. Like, I think it's great to have like a playlist and like have ideas.
You got to feel out though.
But I was like, we got to feel the vibes. Like,
Like there's a heartbeat of a dance party.
Thank you, Jake.
Yeah.
We've
done this a lot.
I mean, I like dissected it with him. I was like, cause I don't know if he was thinking we should do this, but I was like, you can't put the best song at the very beginning. People are still finishing up their last bites of tacos.
So what I always talk about, you keep 3 in your back pocket. You got to have back pocket songs.
You got to have some back pocket songs. I'm a big fan of like song 6 is when it's like, this is where it's going. This is when it's getting there.
Yeah.
It's the same way I made mix CDs back in the day for my girls. Like my girlfriends, I was like,
6 is where you hit your stride.
6 is where you hit the stride.
Oh, I was
maybe 3, 4, maybe 3, 4.
3 was always my,
like one's kind of a nice, like safe song, kind of getting them in the mood. And then like 3, 4 is when you're like, I'm going to show you my really strong feelings. And then 6 is just like, just bring it home.
That's where you put your Alex Rodriguez, King Griffey Jr. batting 3, 4 right
yeah,
there. Like you're scared to hit this part of the lineup.
I think I said to Scott, I was like, that's why they're the cleanup hitter is because they're number 4. So and anyway, I was like dissecting some of the songs he was putting on there. I was like, the song has to be like full the whole time. I was like, that's what a banger is. It's like, it's just like, it doesn't ever really like get kind of chill for the verse. I was like, if you can imagine yourself just kind of like going back and forth like this, not a banger.
That's why people like Party in the USA so much.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. It wasn't even on the playlist. I put it on there.
Wow. We are just, we should DJ a wedding together.
So anyway, so Scott, like right before our part of the reception started, Scott was like, so are you thinking like you'll be behind the, the booth, quote unquote, the whole time, which is a table, or are you going to be dancing? And I was like, well, I'm getting kind of old. I'm not planning on dancing.
I'm not going to do any Mormon jokes tonight.
Exactly. Later on, Erin, who's the matron of honor, the sister of the bride, one of my best friends, she was like, if you thought that about yourself, you don't know yourself at all. Like, because I literally did. I wore a flannel shirt with a sweater on top of it. So I was genuinely not planning on like getting down.
You were warm.
I was so sweaty by the end of the night, dude. And it wasn't even like, oh, I can just shed this shirt, like
I could just take a bath later.
Yeah, right. Just soak it up, baby. Get some bath salts in there. But no, man, it was so fun. The first song we played, we were thinking like, so I think the first song was DJ Got Us Falling in Love. Just like a safe, fun first song, crank up the volume. Big fan of like, hey, volume creates energy. So just like crank it up to a point where it's a little uncomfortable for the old people. But we need to get the people out
This
here.
is like first day basketball tryouts, though. We're going to weed out anyone who doesn't deserve to be here.
Absolutely.
Right?
Get out.
Keegan, just go do science club, all right?
It was just funny because Keegan growing up was one of the best athletes at our school.
Oh, well.
So anyway, I don't know who would be bet. Tyler. Anyway, so, but people weren't coming to the dance floor very quickly.
Are you getting nervous?
Scott and I kind of panicked, and we're like, all right, we got to get out there. We got to set the tone.
Okay.
And so that's when we started dancing. And the best thing I think that you would really appreciate from the night was this inside joke. After every single song, I would just go, let's give it up for the DJ. Yeah, DJ. And we would clap. And like for the first,
you would say it off the mic, just kind of yelling on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Let's give it up for the DJ.
I would kind of yell. I'd be like, DJ, good song, DJ, good song.
I do appreciate that.
And the first like 15 songs, it's just me and my friends yelling it. Like, Scott got into it. Isaac got into it. Because it was like Scott, Isaac, Harrison, our friends Rustin and Bree, Erin, her husband, Harrison's girlfriend. So it was a fun group of us. But then there were all these other people we didn't know that were like, okay. But then by the end of the night, everyone was like, DJ! Like there were a few times where I didn't say it and they'd be like, yo, DJ! Great song, DJ!
Dang, that sounds so fun.
Isn't that a great, I just like it was just like an organic.
Like you started something.
Yeah.
That's
it was
so
just
fun.
This was just a goofy thing. And so if you know Scott, like he is, I think even if you listen to the bonus episode with him on the Patreon, he loves the song Mi Gente. He loves reggaeton. Like I don't know, he did his like mission in Portugal. So I don't know if that inspired all this like reggaeton thing.
He like plays it for Palmer as she's like going to bed.
Yes.
Just like, hush little baby, boom. Don't you cry.
Yeah. It's like a very slow version of a Daddy Yankee song. Rompe, rompe, rompe. Yeah, like she's about to fall asleep and you see him go, Mr. Worldwide, for Pitbull or something.
I like the slow version of rompe. Rompe. As he's rubbing her back.
Whatever. But yeah, so he loves these reggaeton songs. Infamously, the last wedding we DJ'd together was Bailey's, who was the bride last night, Bailey's older sister, Erin, who we're best friends with. And Scott played Mi Gente is the name of this song. It wasn't very well known then. I think people know it a little bit better now.
Sure.
But it was like a classic, like he thought everyone was going to get so into it, and it like cleared the dance floor. The dance floor was already a little bit dry, and it just made it was
So
like cockroaches
night-
when you turn on the light. It's like boom, like
Scatter,
we're gone.
scatter.
Yeah, we're out of here.
So was last night his like redemption arc? Like he has
So
a
last
moment.
night he's been thinking about this for 4 years. He's been imagining in his head like I'm gonna find the perfect time to put Mi Gente on, play it, and Mi Gente we did play, and it was a pretty widely like accepted thing. Like
Good. Remix or straight Jimmy?
I don't know which one's which one. The one
They're all kind
not,
of the same.
not the one that has Beyonce, because I think there's like a million remixes of it.
Yeah.
But it was the one that I've always heard. But
Okay.
but then there were a few other ones where he's like, dude, let's play this one. Let's play this one. People will love it. I was like, are you sure? Like no one's heard of it. That's my big belief. Is like
People need to know the words.
if you don't know the song at all, like you can't dance to it very well. You know.
Unless you're in Las Vegas at the Hakkasan, then you were like, oh, just
That's
jump
why I
up
said
and
I was like if it's a bunch of white people, like there was at one point I pointed this bridesmaid who was just jumping up and down, not even dancing, just jumping up and down with her hands in the air. I was like, that's our clientele right there. We need to think about her when we're playing these songs.
Our clientele.
And so let me back up just real quick. There was so this venue was like brand new, just opened in October, out in the middle of nowhere, Lewisburg.
Good for the Hogans.
Yeah, I know, right? And I think it was an automated thing, but like they had this like light show basically. Like whenever the dance party came on, they turned off the lights and they had all these lights just. I think it just basically bumped with the music. You know what I mean?
That's
like one
great.
of those kind of things.
It's great.
Both times that Scott played these like reggaeton Hispanic songs that no one's ever heard of.
Oh no!
For whatever reason, the lights like turned halfway back on, and so Scott. The first time Scott's like. Like people,
that's not fair.
People scattered. Yeah, it was like truly like exactly like I planned it. Like, yeah, of course they scattered because this song stinks. And he's like, dude, no, it was because the lights turned on. I promise if the lights were off, it would have been great. And I was like, no, I think it's just this thing. And then the next like reggaeton song comes on for whatever reason. I think it's truly happenstance. The lights turned back on again. And he was like visibly mad. He's like, "Why are you turning the lights?" Like he was like yelling, like, "Why are you turning the lights back on?" And I start like bawling, laughing so hard to the point where he's like, "You slipped the guy a $20 bill, didn't you?" He's like, "You pranked me. This is a prank." And I'm like, "No, I promise. I don't know what's going on. Maybe
That's
it's just
so
something with the
funny.
reggaeton music that doesn't get the lights going as much."
Well, I've made fun of reggaeton music before because it's an
But it's
entire
just
genre dedicated to the same
Yeah,
beat. And I
right.
think these light bulbs know,
Oh.
like, hey, we can't keep supporting this. This is the same beat. Like I'm taking crazy pills.
just monotonous. Yeah.
We got to turn the lights on. That'll stop him from playing it.
So yeah, that was pretty great. Is that Scott just and to this
pranked me.
day, and I was like, it's kind of convenient for you that the lights turned on because that's going to be your excuse until we do another wedding together, which is going to be never probably, So that was awesome. Before the show, before the wedding, I had shaved. I hadn't shaved like all week, so I had a little bit of something, and I had shaved everything but the top of my upper lip. Like,
Okay.
and it was a very weak mustache, like just a predator's mustache.
Not even your upper lip, just the top of your upper lip.
I'm sorry,
Upper deck.
The
upper
the
lip.
whole upper lip.
Oh, okay.
I mean, so it was like a very faint mustache. Like no one the whole night commented on my mustache.
Okay.
But I told Scott beforehand, I was like, FYI, I shaved everything but my mustache. I think you should do the same. We call ourselves Mario and Luigi. And I'm so frustrated that Scott did not oblige. He's like too much of a manscaped guy. He's like, I just can't do it, dude. And he gives into peer pressure so bad. So I like pushed him a few
I was going to
times.
say, you got to just text him. Sounds like you don't want to do it because that's what it'll give him to come.
I was
to
like,
Pickleball.
I just think it'd be more fun. I think it'd be a memory. I was like, there's no way you're going to regret it tomorrow that they had a mustache for one night.
You're a married man.
Yeah, exactly. You bagged your dough.
Yeah.
Whatever. And so instead it was just me having this terrible mustache by
Just
myself.
Wario by himself.
Yeah, Wario and Waluigi over here. Princess Peach.
Yeah, Wario and Toad hanging out.
But I will say my favorite part of the night, besides them getting married, obviously, was the dance floor was kind of drying up a little bit. They did this weird
what's
thing.
this? Reach in your
What's
back
this?
pocket?
Reach into my back
I have
pocket.
something back here.
Let me tell you real quick. Before I get in. So Scott, like I said, was very thorough to the point where he was texting Luke and Bailey so much before the wedding, like
Ooh.
many weeks before, like kind of micromanaging this playlist with them. And they said like, we want this song. We don't want this song. We really like Wobble, but like, please, whatever you do, don't play Cupid Shuffle. Uh-oh. Look what I got in my back pocket. I'm like, Scott, the dance floor's dying out. I think we need Cupid Shuffle. He's
no,
like,
Brad.
He's like, dude, no. He's
no.
like, don't do it. And I get on the mic. I say, everyone to the dance floor right now. If you know this song, get out there.
Oh, gosh.
So many people. Biggest crowd of the night.
It's
dude.
a cheap way of getting people on the dance floor.
100%. And
you
it
gotta
works.
earn it. You got to earn it.
Oh, it was wonderful. And then from there, and Scott goes, dude, I'm going to be honest, Cupid Shuffle, best decision of the night.
Let me ask you this. Did you play the whole song?
Always.
Oh, Brad.
No, Brad.
Oh.
No. What did I texted
Such
Scott.
a long song.
Let me find the exact. I said we never play half songs. Let me find it. We got a lot of text back and forth.
Because you wanted time to be able to compliment the DJ in between songs. Like, we don't crossfade.
100%. Let me find this.
The Cupid Shuffle is 4 minutes and 40 seconds long.
Yep.
That's insane.
He
The
said-
same thing over and over and over.
Oh yeah, and people love it.
And over and over.
He asked me if we should
Over.
crossfade, and I said, if the whole length isn't worth it, then why even birth it?
You and I were on the same page for so many of this until I got to the Cupid Shuffle.
No, I'm a huge fan. I do not like cutting off early. It's like okay, if the whole song's not worth it, then we don't need to listen to any of it.
Good. Don't ever play Cupid Shuffle then.
Then we are always play Cupid Shuffle.
Don't play Cupid Shuffle. Don't play Wobble. Don't play Cha Cha Slide. Let people dance how they want to dance.
I can't wait at your wedding to slip the guy $100 and say, I will give you $100 extra for every time you play this in a succession.
Each minute of the song that it goes on.
Nope. Each iteration. I want him to play it 5 times in a row. It's kind of like that John Mulaney bit where he talks about playing What's
the
New
jukebox.
Pussycat
Yeah.
over and over again.
Gosh, I got to be wary of that now at my wedding. I'd be like, hey, whatever you get offered, I will match it. For you to do whatever people are offering you to not do. Okay?
That's pretty good too. So yeah, anyway, altogether, really, really, really fun time.
That does sound really fun. I'm glad we got to have such fun Saturday nights.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm genuinely like sore and I feel like I'm hungover, but I'm not. I just stayed up too late and I danced too hard and I'm like
Sure, I have flaws.
Yeah.
Sometimes I stay up too late. I dance too hard.
Sue me. I get the party started too well. Another great thing. So first, I said this off the pod earlier to him, but Harrison is a showstopper, dude.
He is someone you want in your house. You want him as a roommate. You want him at F12, and he's going to be at F12.
Like if he decides, like I think he's genuinely I say I'm prime time, not pay per view. He's pay per view. Like it's like
Harrison, turn it on.
It's like Harrison, turn it on right now. You will stop the show. And there was one point where we were on the dance floor listening to Bye Bye Bye, dancing to Bye Bye Bye.
Okay, fun.
And I brought the wireless mic out with me.
Oh, you had a wireless mic?
Oh, baby.
A lot you can do with a wireless mic.
You can compliment the DJ a lot. But like just shoved it in front of his face and he just belted out the end of the bridge and just dominated it. It was wonderful.
Do we want to give any previews to F12?
I think we need to at least talk about the location. We settled on that.
Oh, yeah.
And then from there.
Sorry, I meant more Harrison specifically while we're still talking about him. But we can switch and just talk F12 if that's what you want to. Harrison's the man.
Harrison's the man. Yeah, that's all I have to say. So yeah, F12.
Okay. We have a new location.
Yep.
We are saying
officially
we are not going to perform at City Hall, which I know people were excited, but obviously we wouldn't go somewhere if it wasn't going to be very cool and very awesome. So Brad found a place. It looks amazing. It looks like it's got everything we need. City Hall was like going to be kind of fun, kind of like dorky fun.
Right.
But this place is like a genuine like venue. It has an actual stage.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be nice.
So it's called PlexPod, and it's the Lenexa location. PLEXPOD LENEXA. L is in. No, remember that bit from the
as pariah. Is it a riot?
We recorded a G Shorts video about grandpas this week.
My gosh. I was in tears.
Yeah, Jake laughed.
I was in actual tears. It was so funny.
Anyway, but yeah, Lenexa F12, Lenexa PlexPod. I don't know what else you really need to know about it.
Just come there on February 12th.
Yep.
We have sold over 200 tickets. Keep buying them.
Keep buying them.
Keep buying them. It's going to be so fun. I think the more people I see coming, the more work I want to put into it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
And people, along with volume, creates energy,
Yeah.
So,
Get more people in the room.
yeah. It will be a drive-in U.
Drive-in university.
Yeah, drive-in U.
It's 4-year college now. Drive-in U.
Yeah. I have unofficial aspirations to have an after party at the next Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I have aspirations to reserve some indoor pickleball courts the day of the event and just invite anyone who wants to go play pickleball to go do that.
You can wear a flannel shirt and sweater.
Yeah.
You might get a little hot in that, but either way.
I think it'd be fun to kind of take some of the money that we get from the ticket sales and do whatever we need to do. Like, I don't know if we need to buy everybody's Chick-fil-A, but like reserving pickleball courts or things like that. Like, we'll put together kind of an itinerary.
We could probably entice Drew to keep Chick-fil-A open a little bit later.
Maybe something
like that. Like, hey, we'll pay your, guys a little bit extra to stay open. But yeah, any other previews you want to give them?
I'm trying to think what else. I mean, we're putting a lot of thought into it, but at the same time, we want to keep it what you guys like about us, and it won't be anything too crazy. But I think it's going to be an entertaining night that you don't want to miss. If you can make it here, make it here. It's going to be fun. And I talk to people almost every night of the shows this week. They're like, we're going to come, from California, Idaho, Salt Lake City. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's going to be so fun. And just to meet all you guys, to have time to meet each one of you will be great. And then just for us to put on a little show for you too will be great.
I think if you are flying there, and you have multiple different items of merch, wear one of them on your plane just in case. Because you know how it's kind of amazing.
Today, flying to Kansas City, there were so many Steelers and Chiefs jerseys flying to Kansas City today, which is fun.
Isn't it crazy? How many and that's obviously a way bigger thing. But it's sometimes it feels like everyone on your flight is going to the football game or something.
That's a great idea. Wear 2 pieces of merch, one of them for the plane ride there.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
And we are going to have F12 merch. I'm working on it right now.
Cool.
So
yeah.
Hopefully we get that out soon. So,
I feel like I texted you something about F12 merch. Whatever.
You had one. You had an idea for a shirt.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I wish Brad were here.
Yeah. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just a thought.
That's a fun shirt. Yeah.
Like something that you're clearly at.
Yeah.
Just F12 was fun. Just wish Brad was here.
Brad was here.
I have a story about Scott. This happened a week ago tonight. I've just been sitting on it, waiting to tell you.
Oh,
so it's week 1 of our co-ed pickleball league that I've just joined in.
You guys are playing each other tonight.
We are. Good for you.
Yeah.
You know the schedule. So Scott and his wife are playing me and my team. And last week, Scott's got a game. And Scott's got a game, and then he's got a little off time. So then he's watching us play. And so I'm telling my partner, I'm like, all right, little scouting report about the guy we're about to go up against. I was like, I don't know much about him, but we are both in the Kansas City Pickleball Facebook group. And every time I see him post, it's about his knee replacement he got. He is so excited about this new knee he has. That's all I know about him. So we're kind of joking around. Scott kind of chimes in. He's like, so if you can, let's tear an ACL out here. All right. Or whatever. It's like,
so break a leg.
That's the scouting report. All right. And that happens so quickly. Like while Scott is almost saying that, they're like, you guys ready? It's like, oh, sorry. Yeah, we were talking. No, we're good. We're good. Serve it whenever. 7 seconds later, they're serving the ball. They serve it to me. I hit it to the guy. He goes to run after the ball, falls down. He tears his ACL.
No way.
And it was shocking. Obviously I didn't laugh a ton, but it was are you kidding me? Like Kevin in the office. Are you kidding me? It was one of the crazier things. I looked at Scott, and then I'm just looking around oh my gosh, did we do this?
Yeah. Oh, dude, that makes me so sad for that guy.
It was so just
because I've torn my ACL before, and to get to rehab back and then mess it up again.
And it was his good knee, he said.
Right.
He's like, this is my good knee.
Which that happens a lot because you overcompensate.
Probably.
Yeah, for your bad one.
I mean, it was the first hit of the game.
No.
I mean, 10 seconds after Scott said, let's tear an ACL out there. It was just oh my gosh.
So he was done. He didn't play anymore.
He tried to play the rest of that first game. And so, I think we won 11-1, and I was still trying to hit him the ball, but I'm not just lob it over. I'm like, run for it.
Yeah, right.
So I was trying to keep him involved and not make it too hard for him, but then he kind of bowed out and got a sub in there. So
oh dang, dude.
That was a bummer. But dude, I've never seen anything like that. I'm just sometimes stuff will happen. Oh, he almost did that thing you just said. Right after he said he never missed a field goal, he almost missed it.
Literally right afterwards.
Oh my gosh, that was a bummer.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, poor guy.
So we'll see what happens tonight.
Yeah, right.
Tonight's gonna be interesting. We got the Chiefs play tonight, as do the pickleball games. They didn't reschedule them. They didn't move them around. It was like, sorry, we're pickleballers. We don't care about local football.
Yeah, pickleball, I mean, is a rising sport. The NFL is declining.
Yeah, they didn't see like a 20%, change in viewership this year or anything. But anyway, so I think we're just gonna play in watch.
You got it.
We're gonna do a couple things once.
Yep.
And then come to your house, baby.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
What can I expect? Catherine make anything nice? Any
I don't
desserts?
think so.
No, that's great.
Isaac kind of asked that too. I don't think there's anything officially planned.
That's great.
We talked about some
no expectations.
some sandwiches that we really like, but I don't know if she's gonna be able to get to the store.
Hey, okay.
So I'll let you know.
Okay.
There's one thing, one more story that I have written down here. So Catherine and I helped out in the nursery today at church. We do it once a month.
With all the plants.
Yeah.
Cool.
The greenhouse.
Yeah.
Is what it's called. Because the kids are just ripe for the picking.
Yep.
For the spirit.
Laborers are few.
That's right. Harvest is
Nursery.
Los Angeles. And so yeah, whatever. It's Bo's classroom. Actually, Bo and Hattie were not there. Like I said, they were with my parents because last night we didn't get home till later.
Nuts.
It was insane, dude. Holy cow, people are talking about it still. The DJ at the wedding was just amazing.
Dude.
So anyway, but it's Bo's classroom, so it's like 1.5, 2-year-old kids. And so most of them don't talk yet. Like every once in a while somebody will say like baby, or something like that. But
nice.
very little like vocalization. But there's this one girl who has some good vocabulary. I think she's like the youngest of like 5 or 6 kids.
Okay.
And so maybe that makes a difference. And maybe she's a little bit older. Maybe she's 2+ or whatever. But, usually it's like, she just says like, yeah, no boy, stuff like that. Like, but today I don't even know exactly. I think there was this one kid who was pretty stoked the whole time, but he had this toy and would like pop up and I would kind of like react and be animated to it. I was like, whoa. And, should I say her name?
I don't know.
Justin, bleep that out. The girl says, let's I don't want to say the actual word she uses.
Okay.
But when you don't have a dad, when you're the baby of an illegitimate child, inglorious hamsters.
Let's say hamsters.
Yeah. Oh, Michael Scott, if it isn't you, you old hamster. Yeah. I don't know. Oh,
That's
on
perfect.
Austin Powers. You remember Fat Hamster?
No.
I don't either. I've never seen it, but
cool.
I know there's a guy named Fat Hamster.
Good reference.
So, dang it. Sorry. Sorry, Justin.
I'm having Justin edit this on like Sunday night
Yeah,
before the episode comes out.
The girl, after I'm like making all these animated faces, just looks at me. She goes, "You a silly hamster."
Oh.
And I was like, what did you say? You a silly hamster.
But she's saying the B
and
word.
I'm looking, I'm looking at Catherine like, are you hearing this? Like, you're hearing what I'm hearing, right?
Are you seeing this?
I'm like, I'm a silly what? Hamster. I'm like, wow. And I didn't know what to say. I was like, let's not say that anymore.
No, I'm not.
Just say I'm goofy. Whatever. But
so she's learned that word from somebody.
Something. Yeah. It was one of those things where it's like, maybe that's not what she's saying, but that sure is what it sounds like. Silly hamsters.
Are you worried about that being Bo's first word?
No.
Okay.
His first word, he's already saying some words. Every time he sees the Chiefs logo, Chiefs. He gets so excited. Football.
Okay.
He has a book actually given to us by the Swick family called Born to Ball. He can say that. Born ball.
Born ball.
Yeah. So.
Born the ball.
Brian Turnbull. Born the ball.
You would be the born of the ball.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm a silly hamster today. Got insulted by a 2-year-old.
That happened to you this morning.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It truly was like Catherine and I looked at each other like, that's what she's saying, right?
It's too bad. She knows
also,
that word.
In our Sunday school nursery, we have a high school girl that helps us out. And this kid, she was like looking at something on her phone. So some help she is. But no, she was on her phone and this kid comes up to her and like points to it or whatever. She's like, yeah, I'm watching a video on my phone. She shows it to him. And then she kind of like shows it to me. And it's a Jean Shorts video. Huh. And I was like, what?
What? What video was it?
I think it was the most recent one, the restaurant one.
Oh, cool. Good one.
But she had never acknowledged or told me, like, I've never told her that I was like.
How old is this person?
She's a junior, sophomore maybe, high school.
Good for us.
And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, my sister watches Trey stuff. And one of the recommended videos was this, and we watched it, and we're like, holy cow, whatever, and I was like, cool.
So did she connect that it was you in the video? Like, did she?
Oh yeah, for
address
sure.
that? Oh okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She had seen like all our, she has like watched all our videos now.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
I think she was like kind of showing it to me as like trying to be fun, like check this out.
Gotcha. Cool. What's her name?
Olivia,
thanks for listening.
Live
dog.
Live Strong. I called her Live Strong today.
She's like, what's that?
She didn't get it. I had to explain Live Strong to her. Isn't that crazy?
You old hamster.
We're getting to be some old fat hamsters.
It's funny.
Anyway,
I got some things this week, Brad. I got one. This is last night. Although I had some Usher problems this week. I can maybe talk about that later.
I didn't have any Usher problems. I played DJ Falling in Love again.
And yeah, probably.
And yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
This is from Sarah Taylor. Jake and Brad, thanks for all the laughs, the jingles, and of course the vibes. Y'all are the best. She was at the show last night. She's $15 patron, so I got her free tickets. And she got us this. This is a very well made. I don't know what you would call it exactly, but
I think it's a cross stitch.
I don't want to just assume it's a cross stitch. But it's something
It's
stitched.
wonderful.
It's very, very well done. It's like, a perfect rendition of our logo. So she said it's for the new studio.
Yeah, it is.
That's here. This is it.
We're going to hang it up. It's going to be the first thing we're going to hang up probably. No, that is so cool.
Very well done. I got something else this week, a little different than that. It was actually, so something was given to Trey during the very first meet and greet in Boise. And Trey handed it to me and he said, hey, some guy in VIP said that he was a huge fan and wanted me to give you this. It was a save the date for a wedding. Okay. I'm looking at the save the date and in Sharpie on the back, it says to Brad.
Wish Brad was here.
I don't know. But he had Trey give it to me.
Okay.
So I think you and I both maybe
are invited. We're a package deal.
It's a wedding in like Solana Beach. It's like San Diego. May 6th.
Okay.
2022.
That's the day after Bo's birthday, so
it's 2 days before my mom's birthday.
It is the day after Cinco de Mayo.
It is near Mother's Day, probably. Other than that, free.
That'd be really fun.
So yeah, I don't totally understand the invitation. And it was only to save the date. It wasn't even an invitation yet. But then a guy after the San Diego show said, hey, my name's Brad. I think my brother's the one who gave you the save the date. So I was like, oh.
Maybe he gave you the wrong save the date.
I don't know.
Maybe that one was supposed to go to him.
But he does listen to the podcast, I think.
He's got to.
He said he listens every Monday morning, but then he saw someone else in line wearing merch, and he said, I didn't know you guys had merch. So I'm all over the place with what these people know, who's been invited, who is Brad.
Dude, that happens more often where I like hear somebody that says they listen to the podcast, and then I'll mention something that I'm pretty sure we've talked about 15 times, and they'll be like, oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Really? Like with Harrison, I feel like that happens a decent amount, where I'm like, okay, you listen to the podcast, but it's probably you zone out half of it, Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's all over the place.
So I don't know. That was just something I got. I have a save the date in my backpack for us, May 6th. Or at least for me. Maybe for you. Maybe for the other Brad.
I mean, anywhere that it's like tropical in May, it's really cold in May everywhere else besides California. So.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Excuse to go out there. And then one other thing I received last night from a woman in line, which several ghosties can attest to viewing this. She was not a ghostie. She was a Correct Opinions listener. Mm-hmm. Trey and I have this bit. It's probably like 2 or 3 months old, where I brought up like the Call Her Daddy merch. Like they literally have merch that says
choke her.
Yeah,
that's what you guys said, maybe.
Well, yeah, like their shirts say like degrade me.
Yes,
like they have just like anti-women merch, and I was like, we could never get away with that as guys. Like we can't sell merch. And Trey was joking, like I'm not gonna sell a T-shirt that says "hit her" on it.
Right.
Last night, girl comes up to me. It's like, I got you something. It's a hat that says "hit her" on it, and I was like, oh my. Forgot about this joke. I'm excited to show Trey. That's funny. But she's asking me, she's like, isn't it great? My husband made it after I told him the joke. I was like, yeah, I'm glad he's being a good sport. She's like, can I get a picture with you in it? And I was like, absolutely not. Not even a little bit. But there's
talk to her meat and maybe he'll let you hit her meat.
Hit her meat. That's not
that's not good better. Either.
But I mean, there's a line of 20 people very closely hearing this entire conversation. They don't get to see the front of the hat. They just hear me say, I cannot be photographed in that. That's hilarious that you put on a hat, but I cannot see that. I know they ought to be dying to be like, what in the world is on this hat? And so she's like, really? You can't take a picture with it? And I was like, you understand, right? You heard the podcast. You understand why I can't be photographed in this. No one else is going to know the context. No one else is going to know the joke or whatever. So I'm like, but I'll still take it back. I'm going to show Trey. He'll think it's hilarious. I show Trey. He thinks it's a little too hilarious. He kept it. I was like, all right. Me and Katie were both like, Trey, you should probably throw that away.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Who cares, right? He's like, no, I'm keeping it. That's hilarious.
Yeah, best case scenario, it's kind of a funny joke. Worst case scenario,
It gets posted on the internet of you in
you're
it
done.
somehow.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That was scary.
Man.
Scary times.
You just never know, like with people like in their humors. Like, yeah, I think that's hilarious. It's like, I would never even touch. I wouldn't even look at it. I'd be like, I'm sorry.
Just like step on it and refuse to.
I would have let her take a picture with it on her backwards. And you could say on the other side of that, it had this joke that they said. That's as far as I would go with it.
The back has a joke on it.
Trust me, it's really good, kinda. Okay, so where are you going this week?
This week we go to the South. We do Charleston, South Carolina, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Atlanta, and Durham, North Carolina.
Where's Chattanooga? Within
I
Tennessee?
assume East Tennessee, but I
Okay.
do not know.
Cool.
Actually, maybe closer because I know we're flying to Nashville and taking a bus to Chattanooga, so it might be more central Tennessee.
Cool.
Either way, we're back on the bus this week, which would be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I could sleep on planes, so I was doing fine this week. It was a lot of airports, obviously a lot of flights, but I'm taking an hour and a half nap every time. I feel great.
Mhm.
Everyone else is like pretty tired by the end of it and like really
Yeah.
missed the bus. I was like, see, bus ain't that bad, right? I've been telling you guys.
Right. Did you have any fun in the hotels? Like, was it just like
In the hotels?
and just get there and sleep?
I'm
Any
trying to
Continental
think.
B's?
I didn't hit up a single Continental B.
Any weight rooms? Any laps in the swimming pool?
Oh, that reminds me. I didn't have this written down. I'm glad you just brought that up. Yesterday in the hotel, I feel like such an idiot. This woman is she's checking in Alan, and then we got a new crew member, DJ Travis. I love Travis.
What a gangster.
He's the man already. He went to college with Alan and Trey, and he's actually like a part-time DJ. So
yeah, how's that been going?
It's fun.
Yeah.
I think it helps Lucas out a lot. It brings a lot of
Totally.
energy in the room for Lucas.
Totally.
I don't get to do the intros with Alan anymore.
Yeah, just
which
because.
is fun. I think we're just going to keep it more simple for Travis. I don't know. Maybe we'll mix it up.
So DJ Travis up there the whole time?
No, he just comes back on stage when Lucas is over. Like, give it up one more time for Lucas. Now, welcome to the stage. He plays me a little song or whatever.
Gotcha. Wasn't that originally what you were supposed to be for Trey?
Yeah, good
Isn't
memory.
that funny?
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
you were going to be the MC of the night, basically, and like
and then it turned into like, what if you tried doing stand up?
maybe you
What
could
if you
do
did
this.
5 minutes and then
Yeah.
10 minutes and then now 20 and
Headline.
now
You're
I'm
gonna headline for Trey someday.
Trey, why don't you come out and be a DJ for me?
Yeah, come on, dude, you can do it.
So Travis and Alan are checking in their hotel room. I'm kind of behind them, kind of in the conversation, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
She's telling them now the weight room's open till 10. The pool's open till 11. Pool's actually open right now. And do you guys like water? And I'm like, that sounded kind of weird or whatever. Then she like addresses me. I'm like down on my phone. She's like, do you like water? And I was like, I didn't know what to say. I was like, if I say yes, does this mean I have to go swimming? Or like, I don't know.
She's going to give you a bottle of water.
Yeah. It was right after the pool comment. It was directly after the pool is open right now. Do you like water? No one was coming to bat for me.
I mean,
I was just like,
sometimes like I'm not really in the mood for it right now.
I don't have my Buckies on,
Yeah, right.
but
Like
I mean,
like I guess I could go in my underwear.
what's the policy on like long boxers? Like I don't
Yeah.
wear briefs or anything weird.
Yeah.
There's boxers.
They kind of hug the wrong places though.
Sometimes if I wear like 7-inch inseam shorts, they're like just as long as the boxers. So like that would be fine to wear.
Right. That's fine, right?
How much do you like water?
I was thinking either Ozarka or Aquafina. I don't know, whatever. Oh, yeah.
I would love to go back in time and see how I answered that question because it started with 5 seconds of stuttering, and then eventually it was just like, I mean, I don't need it right now,
Yeah.
but maybe, And she's like, no, she just holds it up for me. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
That's your fault for being on your phone, it sounds like.
I thought we were in the midst of an amenities list,
Yeah.
and then I get,
I mean, you
put
were
on the spot.
An amenity is free bottled water.
Do you like water right
Yeah.
now? Gosh, just telling that story made me hot. I got to take off the shirt here. Gosh, I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot about that story. That was
hearing you
yesterday.
like water reminds me. So we're also this week, we're doing for the next like 8 weeks. We're like doing 2 different like Bible study kind of class things. I know. Just say yes in 2022. So I talked last week about biblical
Just say
citizenship.
Yeshua.
That's right.
How about that?
Biblical citizenship was on Thursday. Now on Wednesday we started doing a marriage class with the book Love and Respect. You heard that book?
I've heard of Love and Respect.
Just the idea of them.
Ooh, that reminds me. When we're done with the podcast,
I got you.
do you like water? Remind me to tell you about a book that I just bought.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
trying to read more this year.
Cool.
So I would like to read it, maybe. I don't know the book. Anyway, Love and Respect. It's cool marriage study that we're doing.
It's sick.
Oh, dude, it's just like so rad. But it's like literally the whole class, almost the whole class. Sorry. Andrew Schutte is one of the guys that's in the class. He's a ghostie.
Yeah. I still yet to meet this guy, I'm pretty sure.
Also, he works for the Chiefs, and he's giving us free tickets next year to any game we want to.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. It was like, for my Christmas gift to you guys this year, you get to choose a Kansas City game to go to next year.
One game, we get to get free tickets?
Yeah.
What about next week in the AFC division?
I don't think so. He did
if
say
we beat the Steelers tonight.
He did say, he's like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to come to F12 because the Super Bowl is the next day and I could go to it like for cost or whatever. Because I was like, Jake and I were looking into
We looked at tickets.
Very expensive.
I don't think we're going to make it.
The service fee alone was like $900 per ticket.
Oh, yeah. It was. I thought it may have been four digits, but it was crazy.
It was wild.
Anyway, we're not going to Super Bowl. So what does he do for the Chiefs?
He's the one that called in and did the voicemail about like he's like the money ball of the Chiefs. Like,
oh yeah,
a stat analyst, data analyst, I think is what he calls himself. So anyway, he's in the class among other couples. Love and Respect. And the whole class is pretty much just like you watch a 45-minute video, that's goes along with this book, and then you talk about it afterwards. And the first 4 minutes of this video for the first week alone, I think, was like painfully slow. Like this guy, literally, you could tell he was like sitting in this Adirondack chair on like a deck of like a lake, and it was like beautiful setting, but he was talking so slow.
And he was a tall guy.
Yes, it was just like
Robert Dunder.
And we're gonna have some fun with love and respect
today.
And then he would like go to his next, but he told a story. He's like,
kill me.
He's like, he was talking about, something with churches and like, oh crap. Now I can't remember the entire story.
Who likes water here? Huh?
It was who likes water is the punchline of this, but not truly, but like same idea. It was like, I remember they were trying to do a marriage series at his church because he's a pastor.
Okay.
And they were handing out flyers back in the day to people in the neighborhood. And the flyer said the difference between men and women. And some woman, like her mom was visiting from like Eastern Europe or something like that.
Okay.
And saw this flyer that said the difference between man and woman. And he like tries to impersonate this woman and goes, "You just figuring out the difference now?"
Oh.
It was so bad.
Oh.
And it was like, am I supposed to laugh at this? Am I not? And he was like so slow with everything else. You just try and figure out difference now?
I hate that.
Yeah. Luckily that intro slow part was only like 3-4 minutes. And then the rest of it was very good. He was very engaging and very entertaining and much faster and like did a really good job. But the first part was like, that is such a bad joke. So you like water? You just figuring out this now?
Oh,
whatever.
Gosh.
So anyway, that's all I got written down.
I got a ton more, but
Let's
we don't
go.
have to talk about everything. I finally got my first comedy gig. I wasn't the first one to get it. You beat me to the punch, Stanberry.
I don't know about that. I feel like you've had a few comedy gigs in your life.
My first third party gig.
Right.
Going to Fargo, North Dakota.
Yeah.
February like 27th or something. If anyone's in the area, come to the church I'm
if anyone's
performing
in the area, yeah. Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
What's the connection?
A guy who he was just at the Minneapolis show like a month ago.
Oh, really? I thought it was a friend of yours.
No, I don't know. Steven, though.
Heck yeah. Okay.
Called him a couple days ago and confirmed everything. So, really excited to do that, to
Fargo,
perform for a church.
Yeah.
And he was like, it probably won't spoil too much because it's a joke that I initially did. I don't know if people like know this or whatever, remember it, but my closing joke, like my best joke that I have came from the podcast, which is kind of fun. Anyway, that joke about being COVID swabbed, he was like, I think everything should be good, but maybe don't say that last part.
I was genuinely, but right before you said that, I was going to ask you, are you going to say that joke?
I was definitely planning on it. I mean, everyone's an adult. It's not like there's like 8-year-olds there. Maybe I'm too like liberal in the things I think are appropriate.
Sure.
But I think once you're in adulthood, I'm like, it's fine. But obviously, I'm not putting up a fight. I'm like, no, totally. Like, you're in charge. Like, if you don't want me to say that, I won't. So I have to rework that. But otherwise, so excited to go up there and do a gig. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I also have a feeling because this was not brokered through Alex Dimchek that you probably got paid like twice as much as me to do your gig.
Yeah,
so.
Dimchek just freaking.
I know. I gotta actually. How can we figure? I'm gonna type out a number, and you tell me how many times more.
No, I don't want to do this. All right.
No. They won't get to see the number.
Okay.
This is just for me and you.
Okay.
How many times more did you get paid for your gig than this? What?
All right, let me calculate that real quick. Just to pretend like it's hard to figure out. 6 times.
No, dang it. Dang it. I should have asked for way more money. Dang it. I had a feeling. I didn't think it was going to be that much more.
I'm sorry.
I'm 2.
Okay.
2 times that.
That's not bad. That's worth it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Originally, he was wanting to do 10 times that.
Good for you.
Yeah. I think he got paid 10 times that.
Stanberry.
Yeah, dude.
Dang. Okay, that was fun. Hey, good for you. Don't worry about that waterfall table.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be fine. No, that's exciting. So what's this? Is it like a Valentine's? No, it's after Valentine's Day.
It's just
right? February 22nd.
Yeah, February 27th. It's just like a young adults night at their church. It's kind of like, he was kind of giving me the background. They got a new pastor like 6 months ago, former pharmacist. So there's some jokes right there.
Former pharmacist from Fargo.
Pharmacist from Fargo.
Yeah.
I guess pharmacists came in. All these young adults start flooding in. Drug dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not
Follow
just
the money
preaching.
trail there.
Yeah. And anyway, so he's like, they're just going to start doing like, they want us to do like 4 of these a year where it's like,
Cool.
they put a lot of money and time into it.
Yeah.
And so.
Not that much money into it.
But not a ton of money. Like a reasonable, like Midwest amount of money.
Okay.
I got to get DivCheck involved.
Dude, that's cool. Like, so maybe you could do all 4 of them.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Just have to have new material every 4 months, like a new 30-minute set.
Yeah. It could be good.
Yeah.
So is it 30 minutes?
He said he'd let me know between 20 and 30 minutes.
Okay.
So it should be no problem. I mean, the fact that it's going to be a church, I like, there's a lot more I could tap into to do church jokes. So should be fun. Just wanted to say publicly, Brad, I apologize for at some point stopping sharing my location with you. I don't know when that happened. I had to reshare with you today.
Did you really?
Yeah, I looked and I wasn't sharing my location with you. I was like, he has no idea when I'm leaving Chipotle.
No.
So I had to reshare.
Oh, well, thank you for being upfront about that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know when it happened. I'm so sorry. I know you like checking in.
Dude, yeah. I think that's like sometimes like a actual thing with girls. Like, she stopped sharing her location with me.
What does this mean? Maybe
like,
she texts Jeremy.
Like, yeah, her last location was this, and then she hasn't shared her location ever since. Like, okay. I don't think I ever noticed. But it's funny because oftentimes I will like get on Find My Friends and like see where you are, not on purpose, but like while I'm there.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. And it's funny because I'm like, oh, what are you doing there? I'll text you or something.
Yeah.
You'll be like, you just follow me all the time, bro?
Where are you doing at Doc Green's? They have good mashed potatoes.
What? Yeah. Fazoli's is good. Whatever. Thank you for that. Thank you for publicly saying that.
I didn't want to just do it behind everyone's back. I stopped sharing my location with Brad, guys.
I can't wait in 3 years when you publicly apologize for thinking that Cupid Shuffle is a bad idea. Because that's going to happen.
Switch my mindset on that.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
That's what the book is about. It's
Love and
readjusting
respect.
your mindset to the Cupid Shuffle.
Right.
Brad, I know at some point you're going to end this episode with a jingle. I'd like to do a little jingle now, just kind of more just poetically.
Okay.
Just something on my heart.
Good.
Well, me and Pink's heart. This is just something on my mind.
All right.
I was eating Shake
excited
Shack in
for this.
the Denver airport, and I was
came to
like, you know, I never liked this song when it was popular, and now that I'm listening to it, I think this is the dumbest song ever written. So I'm going to read you guys a little bit of it right now.
Okay. Oh, read.
Right. Turn off the lights. We gonna lose our minds tonight. What's the dealio?
What's the deal?
What's the dealio?
I think we should put that in a song.
I love when it's all too much. 5 a.m. Turn the radio up. Where's the rock and roll? Party crasher, panty snatcher. Call me up if you a gangsta. Don't be fancy. Just get dancy. Why so serious? So, raise your glass if you are wrong in all the right ways. All my underdogs, we will never be anything but loud. And nitty gritty, dirty little freaks, won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass.
For me.
For me.
That's so funny because you know how not
You never listen to the words.
lyrical I am.
I can't help it. It's so bad.
Like, but once you started singing all those or saying all those words, I was like, oh yeah, I know that song.
I
know
know
what
what
he's talking
goes.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've never thought twice about like, it's all just cadence to me. It's all just like,
Oh,
that is ridiculous.
it makes zero sense.
That verse, especially the beginning of that verse, was like, what?
What's the dealio?
5 a.m. Turn the radio up, whatever.
Where's the rock and roll?
Yikes.
I love I love, how she likes to spend her life.
Yeah.
Hey, it's nothing but rock and roll. 5 a.m. Turn the radio as loud as it'll go. It's 5 a.m.
That's what everyone wants to
I
do.
want rock and roll. I love it when it's all too much.
Of course.
And if you don't, then get out of here because we have glasses to raise.
Yeah. If you're wrong.
And specifically right now, I want to talk to the dirty, gritty, nitty freaks, the nitty gritty, dirty little freaks right now.
Yeah.
We will never, ever be anything
Never be.
but loud. That's how I want to be defined. Never be anything but loud.
Hey, what's Jake like? He's loud.
He's real loud. Anything else? No, he will never be anything but loud.
Wow.
He is real loud.
If someone only describes you as loud, you are a bad person.
That's how I feel. If I
Like
talk
you
about,
are not fun. You are annoying to everybody. Oh, what's Jake like? I mean, he's loud.
If you like loud, you like
He
him.
is loud. It's like no other redeeming quality. He's loud.
I have two things to say just off that. But one, I might have already talked about on the podcast before. When someone describes their friend as like, what's Jaden like? Oh, he's nice.
Yeah, nice is the worst.
Uh-oh.
Especially if a girl says about another girl, it's like, what? Why do you hate her?
Yeah.
Tell me what you really think about this girl.
Nice is the fallback.
I mean, she's nice.
I mean, she's nice.
It's like, oh, okay, so she's not getting a bid in your sorority, probably.
No.
No, not gonna happen.
No.
I mean, she's nice.
But the loud thing reminded me, there's this very eclectic comedy club owner in the Northeast. We've dealt with him twice. And our very first time ever meeting him, and we don't know this guy. We're doing our comedy club run. We're kind of new to comedy anyway. And he's talking to Trey, just like a New Jersey kind of guy. His name's Vinnie. He talks like that. He acts like
Vinnie.
yeah. And he's like, Trey, we were gonna have this girl, open for you, Alyssa, but I don't know, she's real loud. She's real loud. So I'm gonna bump her, and I think I'm just gonna do 10 at the top. And
We just trust Vinny.
so we don't know what to do. I
Yeah.
was like, are we in charge? It's called like Vinnie's Comedy Club. Like it's his name's in it.
Don't bother Vinny.
Yeah, it's
don't
like
upset Vinny.
He is the one in charge. He's like, hey, I'm not gonna do her. She's real loud, so I'm just gonna do 10. We learn later.
There's no way Vinny's not loud, right?
Well, it's funny. What's ironic is that Vinny has I guess it is ironic a little bit. He has a hearing aid in.
Oh,
So he
okay.
is a little extra loud.
Yeah.
When he doesn't need to be sometimes.
Right.
So he's real loud.
He thinks everyone's real loud.
A lot's pretty loud to him.
Yeah.
We found out later from one of Trey's like WME guys, Marcus. He was like, Vinny did what? He's like, we literally put in the contract, Vinny cannot perform.
No
Because
way.
he does this. He always does this. We put in the contract. And
That's hilarious that he has that personality like that.
People
He's
know
like a
this.
reputation about himself.
Yeah, in the industry. Because then someone else came in, like, I forgot who it was, but some like other third party is like, so what's going on tonight? And Vinny's like, Alyssa's not going to perform. It's just going to be me. I'm going to do it. Trey, that's cool, right? Trey, that's cool. If I do 10,
Yeah,
Trey's
like Trey said it was cool.
Yeah, Trey, that's
Trey-
cool, right? She's so loud. So we laugh about that. I mean, we've got characters from all over the world.
So how did he do?
He's really not too bad of a comic, but what was just kind of like strange. What's the most like memorable thing of that night was we have a really good show. Me and Trey both, it's a great night. Vinny goes back on after Trey, and it starts off as like announcements, and then quickly turns into just a 5-minute comedy set that's not clean either. So people are like standing up and like, wait, do we have to like sit back down now? He's like telling jokes. He's like plugged his Instagram like 4 times, and
How old
he's
is
like
Vinny?
dropping bombs. I don't know, 56.
Yeah.
Vinny,
I kind of want. Do you remember the?
he's loud.
I think his name's Bruce Chandling. The SNL.
Is that Kyle's character?
Yeah. I kind of want to do that for F12 for Vinny, where it's like it's like this character where he's like a
I would
comedian.
love for you to do that.
He's a comedian, but he's like so bad. But it's like a skit where he's supposed to be bad.
It's like the movie Dumb and Dumber. It's like, can you write characters that are so dumb that they're funny?
Yeah.
Almost like this
It's like this
it's
guy is so bad at comedy that it's funny. It's not like open mic night where it's like, oh, I can't wait for how bad these guys are, and it's like, no, really, you don't want to sit through this. It's like he's hilarious. So I think it'd be kind of funny if I like came out as Vinny and tried to make some jokes, but really it was just like so bad. I think it'd be hard. I'm not committed to it right now because I don't know how easy it would be to write a set that would be funny because it's not funny.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Do you know Sherman Young?
Yes.
One time we were on a ski trip at the Dodds place in wherever, Colorado.
Yeah.
And we had like a little speaker and a microphone. And one night he just grabbed it and started doing really bad stand-up comedy on purpose. And it was so funny. I don't know if it was just so like, it happens more organically. And that's why it was so funny because we're not at a show.
Right.
But oh my gosh, it was so funny. I mean, just the things he was saying, just like he was doing everything you would do as like a beginning comic. He's like, first guy who ever thought of a boat. What was that guy thinking?
Yeah.
He's like, let's build a car, but put it on water. Just like stuff like that. Yeah. It's like there's no punchlines.
It's hard to do though, because it's like it's the same idea of like somebody who can't sing who can sing trying to not sing well.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you do that? Because you're like you have to like retrain everything in your instincts.
Yeah.
Not that that's the exact same, but whatever.
Anyway, that could be fun.
Okay, Vinny. From New Jersey? Or
somewhere up there.
That's great, man.
So I was Raise Your Glass lyrics. I have plenty. Actually, let me check my schedule to see when we are going to record next week.
We're not big planners, so every once in a while it's like, wait, crap, we need to record now. It's currently Sunday afternoon at 5:43.
We'll probably have to record next Sunday again.
Okay.
So that means I can say these things now because I don't need to save them for the next podcast because I'll have plenty of stuff to say by then.
Okay.
I had a little bit of well, I'll just tell you what happened. In Boise, I'm out in the lobby. Only one show that night. So, I understand if there's a doubleheader, maybe they want to really get people in and out because that happened last night. This guy was just like, were you at the 7 o'clock show? And I was like, yeah, were you? I thought he was a fan. And he's like, you got to get out of here. I was like, oh, well, I'm going to the 9:30 show too. Anyway, so that was a miscommunication.
He obviously is not watching the show.
No, and everyone else had red coats on, and he didn't have a red coat on. So I was like, well, you can understand why I didn't think he worked here. But
sure.
In Boise, I go out because there's a lot of Ghostrunners fans, and I did get to meet a lot of them. It was really, really fun. A lot of people, like Ghostrunners fans, like, oh yeah, I recognize that name. That's you. It's so good to meet you finally, or whatever.
Right.
But there's one woman who I DM'd beforehand because I saw a DM. I was like, will you be out in the lobby? I'm like, absolutely. I recognized her. As I am like meeting fans, I'm seeing this woman being escorted out, like a policeman and the manager of like the house are like grabbing her and escorting her out. I'm like,
grabbing her?
Yeah, like what in the world is going on? I can't she didn't seem to be like drunk or belligerent or anything. I'm like, what in the world? That was weird. I have probably like only 5 or 6 people left in my line. This is like 5 minutes later or whatever. And this usher is like, all right, folks, that's it. Wrap it up or grab a broom. And I was like, he's just kidding. And he's like, no, I'm not. And I was like, okay, can I just get through these? And literally, I will grab a broom with you. Like, I will help. It means a lot to me to do this. He's like, one more picture, then that's it. And then he kind of walked away. So he's like, let me just like get through these or whatever. So I start taking more pictures. People are like, hey, let's go fast. He comes back, and then he stands in between me and the people taking pictures. He's like, no more pictures. Cannot do it. Got to get out of here. And so I'm like, please, I'm like having to beg. It's such an interesting like situation I find myself. I'm like,
it's like this power dynamic of like, I'm the performer, but yet I'm also like pleading with you.
Yeah, it's like, can I please take a picture with my fans?
Yeah,
I was having to beg. It was weird.
Yeah,
I was like, I just think like it's gonna be what 3 more minutes. If you were in my position, you would want to take a picture with people waiting in line for you, wouldn't you? He's like, all right. So that worked. Anyway, I get on with that, and now the guy who just escorted the woman out, purple shirt guy, now he's back. This is the house manager. We talked to him earlier. He was kind of a weird guy in the green room to start the show. But anyway, he's like, we good here? And I was like, yeah, it was a great show. Like, thank you for having us. Like, that was so fun. We talked, like, we really want to come back to Boise on our next tour. And he's like, no, I mean, like, are we good here in the lobby? And, like, didn't accept any of my compliments, anything. I was like, oh, yeah, no, we're straight here. I was just saying, like, we had a good time tonight. Like, everything was super smooth. And then, never had this happen, we have a firm hand placement on the back. Just like all right, then, let's go ahead and head on out. I would say it was like a 7 out of 10.
Is he parallel to you, looking the same way?
We're looking the same way. Like, we could almost take a picture together.
Yeah.
Like, hits my back. I was like, all right, then, good to hear it. And it kind of like bumps my like torso forward. I was like, on the inside.
What emoji did you send him in your head?
Sorry, dang emojis.
Listen, you hamster.
What emojis? Yeah, it was purple devil horns is what it was. I was like, oh,
purple
sorry,
shirt,
sorry,
purple
sorry.
devil horns.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just never find myself in anything close to a physical altercation. So I was like, I just feel like I was buttering this guy's biscuit. I was like, thank you so much for tonight, you know. And
well,
also,
you baited him by that.
I guess,
you were just like complimenting him too much. He's like, okay, watch this.
So he like hits my back, and I try to like keep my ground to like be like a man. You know, like that didn't knock me over too much, even though I was not expecting it. So I stand my ground.
Got 5-starred, and you're like, nah,
Yeah,
it
like,
hurt.
it's fine. It's fine. And so he starts to walk, and I stay put just to try and be difficult at this point, I guess. I was just like, I don't want, you know, whatever. And he was just like, we got a problem? And I was like, no, do I need to like vacate the lobby immediately? He's like, yeah, why don't I walk you this way? It was like I was getting in trouble for something. It was so strange. There was no appreciation, like, even though it's not me, I'm not the headliner, but there was no like, hey, thanks for selling out a show on a Wednesday. We don't normally do this.
Weird.
It was so strange. And so then afterwards, I get a DM from this woman, and she's like, I am so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. I got kicked out based off like a mask miscommunication. I'm such a good person. I'm such a rule follower. I'm so embarrassed. Like, she just seemed like a sweet woman. Like, she seemed like any one of us to be like, there was a miscommunication about the mask, and they just kicked me out and brought a police officer. Mass communication. Yeah. And so it continued every time. I'm like, how is this such a consistent thing? This isn't just like, yeah, Portland. They threw my stuff on the street.
Industry thing.
Yeah, it's like an industry thing. It's like, do not show appreciation to your fans. Hey, ushers, do not show appreciation to the talent. Don't smile at them. Don't let them see everyone they want to. Yeah. It's 9:40. Let's go home.
Come on, guys. Let's be responsible. You know, they say nothing good ever happens after 9 p.m. in Boise.
So just another example. I could probably tell a story every night. It gets a little old, but that was just a unique one because I got my back hit. It was kind of fun. I was like, whoa.
I'm not positive this is going to happen to you, Jake. I don't know if you're going to become the next world's, Jim Carrey or anything.
I don't know.
But someday I hope that you're big and you're really popular and you look back on these moments and you're like, remember when people used to kick me out? Remember back in the day when, like not in like a totally like, tool kind of way, but just in like remember when people
used to have to ask me to leave because they didn't know
they made the schedule, It's like, no, watch this. I make the schedule.
Or I thought you were going to say, I get big enough to where I'm able to change the culture of like, no,
sure,
you shouldn't be so thrown off that the talent wants to see his fans.
Sure.
Tom shouldn't say I'm the first one in 20 years he's seen do this. This can't be that crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah. Anyway, you'll be there soon.
Yeah. Couple more Fargos,
baby.
Couple more tractor pulls.
Speaking of masks, just one other quick thing. I saw, this is just another little ironic thing to see. Woman on a flight, she's wearing a burqa, a Middle Eastern woman, and she is getting in trouble for not wearing her mask. And if there's any sign that we are all ready for this pandemic to be over, it's like the woman who has to wear this all the time, she's even struggling to wear it. So give us all a break, right? If she's having trouble wearing it, we all struggle wearing it, sometimes on the flight. It falls down or whatever. I did feel bad for her though. She got worn twice, and I didn't hear the threat, but it was like, if I have to come over here again, and then she kind of leaned in close. I was like, what? Where do they take her? Like shove her in the bathroom?
Yeah. Do they always have like a marshal on every plane?
No, wait. Sometimes I walk through and I try to size him up. Like, hey, who's that marshal?
Yeah.
It's him.
It's A9. Whatever. No, isn't that kind of
I've heard.
I feel like it's on in Hollywood, but I don't know about that.
So yeah, I don't know if there's a marshal. I don't even know what they would do. Yeah, like I said, I really wanted to hear the threat. Who's like, if I have to come over here again, I'm gonna give you rights.
That is one of the
more, oh, thank God.
Yeah, that is one of the more terrifying ideas though in like life is like something bad happening on an airplane because it's like you are stuck.
Oh, I remember on the flight to Australia, I was getting plane sick. Which something I made up. It was like I was getting car sick. We were going side to side so much. It's like if I start vomiting on an airplane, what a just awful place to do it.
Well, yeah, that's also true.
Sorry,
but I'm
it's in the realm of bad things.
Like altercations or something like that. Like it's not like you can be like, hey, let's take this outside.
Hey, guys,
let's take this on the wing. Like, come on.
Yeah, where do you go? How much room is there?
Let's take it to the lab. Come on, guys. Hit the head. I don't know. Yeah, it's just a weird thing of like, if you get in a big fight, like I've never experienced any kind of dissension on a plane, but that'd be bad. Anyway,
now I'm thinking new premise is a very oppressed Middle Eastern woman has to be read her rights, and she's like, this is awesome. I've never had so many rights before. The right to remain silent.
Like, this is great.
This is awesome.
This is what they're
Keep
talking
going.
about. Yeah.
Talk dirty to me. What else?
Okay, Miranda.
Yeah.
Give me those rights.
Who's this Miranda girl you're talking about?
Sounds hot.
I wouldn't be allowed to talk to Miranda back home.
Right. That's pretty good.
Anyway, just a fun observed thing. What else did you say? Something about the airplane. Oh, I got to fly first class this week. Can't believe I forgot to write that down. Not because we asked for it, not because we earned it, because the woman who's in charge of organizing our stuff is not the most organized and did it very last minute. So
Trey paid for it. Probably.
Yeah, so he has to pay for it now, which sucks for him.
Oh, man.
So yeah, we got to fly first class on Alaskan Airlines. It was like an hour and 40-minute flight. I was asleep for an hour and 30 minutes of it.
You're like Michael Scott going first class international to Vancouver or Toronto, I think is where he goes. And so he's like, yeah, I will have the steak with mushroom sauce. So like, we actually don't serve food on flights under 2 hours. So you were sleeping for most of it, but it was because it was such a comfy seat. You don't always sleep on flights.
Yeah, no, I definitely didn't this morning and the 4 days before that. The only benefit was that I got both armrests.
Nice.
So so if you're a big armrest guy, consider first class.
I would love to consider first class.
Yeah.
I don't know. I fly Southwest so much, so I don't even know like what to realistically expect as far as the difference in price between first class and normal. Do you have any idea? Like let's say a normal flight's $300. Is first class $5?
Maybe $7.
$7? No way would I ever do $7, unless it's like a real long flight.
I know Trey and Katie on the way back from Kauai a few weeks ago. Somehow it was the same price, like whenever they booked it.
Interesting.
And so they're like, why not?
Yeah.
And so they got like the lay down seats. I was
those look amazing.
Someday.
I was randomly scrolling through TikTok the other day, which is just the worst. I hate it.
It's okay. Hey, it's work.
Exactly. I get on there to post something and then I go to like the For You page and I'm like, I do want to watch this stupid video. But there was some video of some woman like reviewing some very high class airline thing, like where they had like their own pod.
Emirates.
Dubai maybe, or Qatar. Qatar.
Oh, cool.
Qatar Air, whatever it is. Yeah, it was so cool looking though. I'd never seen anything like it.
Yeah. Casey Neistat has made a few like first class videos.
Yeah.
And they're so awesome.
Yeah. It might have been that girl because I don't even know who that is. Is that a guy?
That is a guy. Casey Neistat, I haven't heard much of his music.
I don't know if we talked about this on podcast before, but I bet 4 or 5 times every time Jake and I hang out with Trey, like in writing stuff, Jake and Trey will be like, oh yeah, blah, 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 did that. Like, Brad, you know who that is? I'm like, no, let me look it up.
What industry is he working?
Sometimes I'll like not admit that I don't know it. And I'll just Google it real fast.
You're like, is this
like, oh, I recognize that guy.
We just say someone's name. Like, no, yeah. Are we DoorDashing from there? Like, no, it's a YouTuber. Oh, okay. I don't know if it was
like good wings or like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was one other thing I was going to mention. My notes are all over the place this week. You know what? No.
Don't do it.
I'm done. Tapping out. Let's get on to our reviews and jingles of the week. If that's okay with you, Brad.
Of course.
Of course. Okay.
Got it.
All right. Cool. Go for it.
Unless you want it.
Go for it.
Awesome podcast. Everyone should listen, says Harper Vandervlucht. Hey, Jake and Brad. I've been listening to the pod for a few months after being recommended it by Mr. Brant Blodgett and always having fun listening. I was watching Trey for a good while before listening, and it's interesting learning about the people behind the camera. Also, I was at the show at Grand Rapids, which was super fun. Always enjoy listening and rock on NBA Jake and Lil Brad. Thank you, Harper.
Harper. I like the name Harper.
Yeah? To Kill a Mockingbird is what I always think of Harper Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like one of my favorite books.
Have you heard Bargatze's bit on that? We're like, oh, wow, did you name your daughter after Harper? Yeah. Harper Lee.
That's right.
Mine's from Stormin Norman _07. Best pod ever, he or she says. You will love this pod, unless, of course, you don't. If I told you it was hosted by someone who is called a lesbian truck driving guy and a guy who says March Madness at random times, you probably would think this is bad, but you would be wrong. You may die a few times from laughing. Just kidding. It was only once. But FR. How do you read that when you see the word FR?
For real.
Yeah, I always say for.
But for real.
Yeah, it's like quicker. It's like a quick, but for.
Hey, man, but for real.
Hey, but for. There are a couple of celebrities, basically. Brad might get confused as a dad for a full-grown man.
Oh, as a dad for a full-grown. Talking about Isaac.
Got it. Let me start again.
For real.
Brad might get confused as a dad for a full-grown man. No, I read it right.
You read it right. You just the inflection.
Brad might get confused as a
Dad for a full-grown man.
Brad might get confused as a dad for a full. Wait, hold on. No,
Brad might get confused.
I was actually lost. I think I got it now. Brad might get confused as a dad. No, hold on. No. Hold on. Brad might get confused as a dad for a full-grown man. There we go. It's crazy that because you're not a full-grown man. And Jake might have an awkward moment on a plane here and there, but this is the best. It's really up to you to decide if this is good or not, but I'm literally never wrong, so read the title and you know if it's the best or not. Whew.
Wait, do you know what he's referencing?
When Isaac was,
okay.
But still I didn't know how to word it or how to say it.
Oh, man. You know how much I love when Jake struggles through something.
That was just as much Storm and Norman's fault. Thank you for all the reviews. We got a lot this week, actually. So those are just our 2 favorites. And once again, thanks for all the voice memos. We just have so much to talk about. I think, obviously, we like when you guys send in voice memos, but, we only have so much time. And I think we would rather just catch up with each other.
Right. And
use voice memos to fill time if need be. You get it. Let's do a jingle. Brad, you want to end this episode with a jingle?
Yes. Katie Bennett, thank you for the jingle. Let's do it.
Katie Bennett. I don't have headphones. Is it playing? Dude, you killed that one.
Thanks.
That was a good one.
Had to get a little emo there at the end.
That was great. That was really fun. Katie Bennett, great work.
KB.
Brad, great work. That was really fun.
Thanks, man.
Gosh.
Oh,
F12.
I have a real quick shout out. F12 is going to be great. Ghostrunners.life for the merch here next week, probably.
And tickets.
Heather Lee, Aubrey Magoon, Jill Harris, all hung out. Did you see that?
Yes, I hung out with them.
That's right. They came to the show.
Yeah, I saw them.
Crazy. Literally, the reason they're hanging out is because they all listened to our podcast and found each other through our podcast.
Yeah, Jill.
That's wild.
Yeah, Jill and Heather, they both flew out to San Diego.
Yeah,
to hang with her for a weekend, come to a show. It was great.
Yeah, that's just really cool. It's just cool to hear that there are friendships being made. It's just wild.
Yeah, they're hanging out on swings together.
I mean, that's when you know.
That is when you know. Cool. Thank you guys for listening to our podcast that we record on Monday mornings.
Yes, we record it not on Monday mornings.
Sorry.
It's crazy to be a grown man, a dad.
And when a dad records it with his friend.
And yeah. All right, let's get out of here. Love you guys.
Go Chiefs.
Love you, Catherine. Chiefs to the Super Bowl. How'd that feel, Big Ben? Ghostrunners Podcast. Every